Today I'm going to show you how to begin to complete your first set of drawings for CAD drafting. This assignment is called Centering the Drawing. We're going to take these 6 drawings and we're going to put them onto your template A. We've already completed our template A, and I've made multiple copies for you. So here's an example of my copy. Again, we have our school and school location. We have an empty title block here for the title. And then obviously our name is going to go right here. So what we're going to do is start to show you how to lay these drawings out. So I'm going to look at my first drawing, and I'm going to look here at number 1. Number 1 starts with a basic shape of rectangle. That's going to be 5 3/4 long by 3 5/8 tall. So your best option is to lay out using light construction lines a rectangle that's 5 3/4 by 3 5/8. You need to use drawing tools to complete this task as much as you can, as well as trying to center this as much as possible in your template A. So if I lay in my ruler, 5 3/4 is right here. So I'm pretty close to being centered. So I'm going to very carefully then begin to lay out 2 lines that will let me start of a 0, 0, if you would, on a grid. So I'm just going to use the edge of my ruler, lining it up on the top line of my title block information. I'm not measuring anything at this time, and I'm just going to scribe and draw a super light construction line, just like you see there. Knowing I need to be about 5 3/4, and again, this is for the most part centered, I'm now going to draw a vertical line on the left edge. I want to keep all of my construction lines, whether horizontal, parallel to other horizontal lines, as well as drawing any vertical lines being parallel with the edge of my paper and my template A. So I'm just going to measure over, and again, I just want to get this centered about 2 inches off of the edge of my paper. You can see my ruler here is right at the edge. I'm going to slide this up, make another very light mark at about 2 inches. And I'm going to draw a light construction line. As you can see in this lower left corner, I now have a starting point. That starting point is going to begin this corner here of my drawing. So I'm now going to measure over 3 3/4 and then 3 5/8. Again, you have to use a ruler at all times. None of this is drawn freehanded. So I'm going to start off with this corner here. I'm going to measure over 5 3/4. I'm going to slide my ruler up. I'm also going to measure 5 3/4. And then I'm going to connect those lines. Again, using light construction lines. Pick my ruler up. And now you can start to see where my lines are going to go. To make this a little bit easier then, I'm going to now rotate my paper and follow my blueprint again here for 3 5/8. So I just added in my 5 3/4, did 2 vertical lines, right and left side, and now I'm going to measure up from the bottom 3 5/8. As you can see, I've now turned my paper sideways. It works out easier this way for you. I'm going to measure up 3 5/8, make a small line. I'm going to move down here and make another 3 5/8. Connect my 2 marks. Again, take your time as you're laying this out so we don't have to make any significant corrections. I'm going to rotate this back for you to see. Drop a pencil on here so the camera has something to focus on. I do apologize if it does get blurry. And now you can see a box that is 5 3/4 long by 3 5/8 tall. That's my workspace. And my drawing is approximately centered in my template A. So now I have to add in the rest of the details. I need to add in these 2 lines. So now I'm going to measure up 2 1/4 as our blueprint shows. Again, using my ruler. I'm going to make a small mark. I'm going to slide my paper over here a little bit. Again, measure at that 2 1/4. And then I'm going to draw a line connecting those 2 marks. Again, a light construction line. And I didn't measure the length of the line. So as you can see, the length of that line is much longer than it needs to be. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in now this line that comes down, a very short line. It's going to be 2 3/4 in from that left edge. So I'm going to measure in from the left edge. 2 3/4. Bring my ruler down. 2 3/4. Connect those 2. So as you look at my drawing now, you can start to see the rough outline of what this shape is going to be. And then this is what the final is going to look like. So realistically, we're just going to eliminate this corner here off of our completed drawing. So this corner is not going to be used. I'm not erasing it. I'm going to leave it. So now I'm going to convert my construction lines into dark, solid object lines. So I'm going to line up my ruler again. Darken in that construction line here on the left. You can now start to see the contrast. I'm now going to do the bottom of my drawing. Again, make sure that we don't overrun our lines. Slow down. Pick my ruler up. Now you can start to see the bottom. Working over here now on the right, I am stopping at this point of where the pencil is located. I'm not going any more vertical from this point. So I'm going to set my pencil down at this edge first, align my ruler, and then come down vertical, and then go back up slowly. Picking up my ruler. Now we look at our blueprint, and we can start to kind of see the same 2 lines. So here's my bottom of my part, bottom of the part, a line that's 2 1/4 tall matches this line that's 2 1/4 tall. So now I'm going to darken in this line. I'm going to line up my pencil. Pick my ruler up. And if we bring back in our blueprint drawing here, you can now start to see we've now added in this line. The last 2 lines is a short vertical, and then the 2 3/4 inch line. Line up your pencil. Good heavy dark solid object line. Pick your ruler up. And then we're going to finish this one here at the top. Pick our ruler up. And this is what centering the drawing is going to look like in number 1. Now, you will see extra construction lines at various locations of your drawing. Good. Leave them there. Don't erase anything. The last piece you need to check now is all of the corners of your drawing. Make sure that there's no open spots. So this one looks good, as do these other ones. I might have a little bit of a pencil overrun here, so I want to just carefully erase and clean up that line. Yet I do notice down here in the lower left-hand corner, as I zoom in, my 2 dark solid object lines are not touching. We can see that there's an opening here. So I need now to come back here and very, very carefully, and you can do this freehand, darken that in. So now I've added a clean, sharp corner. Zoomed in, it may not look super sharp, yet once you look at it from a distance, it'll look nice and neat. So this is what your drawing is going to look like when it's complete for centering the drawing number 1. The last piece of this drawing now is to add in your information here for your title. This title now is going to be 1/8 inch tall. Here's a very easy way to get an 1/8 inch line in this. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to align it with the top of my text for my school and my name. I'm going to draw a very light construction line through the middle of the box. And then I'm going to slide my ruler down to the bottom, covering up my name and my school. And again, drawing in a very light construction line. So without doing any measuring, you can see that I have now created approximately a 1/8 inch tall line of text for my drawing. Now we're going to keep this very simple for you. So instead of writing out centering the drawing number 1, centering the drawing number 2, all I want you to do is letter in your best lettering the number 1. Okay? We are not going to erase extra guidelines. We're going to leave them there. So then we can now see that we have construction lines, solid object line for lettering, just like we left our drawing up here in the completed format of our construction lines in numerous locations around our drawing with solid object lines. So this is the final product of centering the drawing number 1. If you have any questions at any time, please see me for assistance. Or if you're working on this at home, take a picture of your work and email it to me for direct feedback. Thank you for watching.